Each day we awaken, we are presented with a simple yet profound choice. We can drift, as most do, caught in the habitual rhythms of routine and reaction, or we can decide, truly decide, to step out of the current and begin shaping our life with deliberate, focused intent. You see, the great divide between success and mediocrity is rarely a dramatic event. It is subtle, almost invisible. It happens, or fails to happen, in the quiet hours when no one is watching. And the secret lies in a single word: focus. Now, why focus? Why does it matter? Let me tell you. The world around us is in constant motion. Distractions swirl like leaves in the wind. The average man today is pulled in 1,000 directions, each insignificant, each draining him little by little. But the man who focuses, he is different. He becomes like a sharp blade. Not only does he cut through the noise, he advances with precision. And where precision lives, achievement soon follows. Consider this truth. 90 days. That is all. 3 short months. In the grand scope of life, it is but a fleeting moment. But in that brief span, if used wisely, you can set into motion forces so powerful they will reshape your future. You can, in 90 days, become someone the old you would scarcely recognize, not by accident, not by luck, but by choice and by focus. It begins, as all great journeys do, with clarity. A man without a clear destination is like a ship without a rudder, tossed by every wind, vulnerable to every storm. But when a man defines what he truly wants and fixes his gaze upon it, the universe itself begins to respond. The distractions lose their power, the trivial becomes invisible, and in its place arises resolve. So I ask you, what do you truly want? Not what others expect of you, nor what seems safe or conventional. I ask about that quiet desire that lives deep within, perhaps ignored for too long. Success demands that you face this honestly. Write it down, see it, declare it. For when you truly decide, everything changes. In the first days of year 90, you will notice the pull of your old ways. They will tempt you. Comforts, distractions, diversions. The weak surrender to these, but you must not. You are building something rare. You are shaping yourself into a man of focus. Resist the urge to wander. Stand guard at the door of your mind. The hours you once gave away to meaningless pursuits will now become sacred. And what do you do with this newfound time? You refine yourself. You study. You reflect. You act. Day after day, without fanfare or applause, you work in silence. And this silence, my friend, becomes your ally. While others seek noise, you seek mastery. While others are scattered, you become centered. Understand this. Focus is not merely doing one thing. It is becoming one thing. It is aligning thought, word, and deed with your vision. It is saying no, often and without apology, so that you may say yes to that which matters most. Each day, as you honor this commitment, something remarkable happens. Your confidence grows, your mind sharpens, your energy compiles. You begin to sense momentum, a quiet force building beneath the surface. It does not shout, it does not boast, it moves silently with conviction. And though no one else may yet see the transformation, you feel it. You know that something is awakening within. 90 days. That is the seed. Plant it, nurture it, guard it. The harvest will astonish you. There is something extraordinary about the human mind. It possesses the ability to turn thought into reality. Yet most men never tap into this power. They scatter their attention, allow interruptions to govern their day, and wonder why success eludes them. But you have chosen differently. You have chosen focus. And in doing so, you are awakening a force far greater than circumstance, the force of direction. You see, direction is the secret lever that moves mountains. When a man knows where he is going and commits his whole being to the journey, life itself rearranges to assist him. He no longer becomes a victim of fate, he becomes the architect of it. The next 90 days are not merely about working hard. Many work hard and remain stagnant. This is about working right, working with purpose, working with clarity. In these first few weeks, you will begin to notice subtle changes. Your energy will shift. The tasks that once felt draining will become fuel for your ambition. You will find yourself rising earlier, eliminating wasteful habits, and drawing strength from the consistency of your actions. Focus has a way of sharpening not only your mind, but your entire way of living. You become deliberate in thought, precise in speech, and efficient in movement. Some will not understand. They will ask why you no longer linger in idle talk. They will wonder why you decline invitations that promise only fleeting pleasure. But you must remember, you are on a mission. Greatness does not reveal itself to the casual observer. It whispers only to the dedicated. The man who gives his days to distraction will wake one morning and find that he has traded his potential for dust. But the man who gives his days to focused pursuit will rise with the dawn and know he is becoming something more. There will be moments of temptation, days when comfort beckons and the mind grows restless. This is normal. It is in these moments that you are tested. Success is not born from ease. It is forged in discipline. When you push through these days, when you choose to show up despite resistance, you are laying the bricks of character. You are proving to yourself that your word means something. And in a world full of talk, that alone makes you rare. The beauty of focus is that it compounds. Like money wisely invested, each day builds upon the last. You may not see grand results immediately, but do not be deceived. Below the surface, foundations are forming, skills are strengthening, habits are hardening into steel. While others sleep, while others distract themselves with trivialities, you are constructing a future that will one day astonish them, and perhaps even you. And then something remarkable happens. Focus becomes effortless. What was once a discipline transforms into a way of being. Your mind, now trained, begins to reject distractions automatically. It seeks challenge. It desires progress. You become addicted not to comfort, but to growth. And this, my friend, is the turning point. This is when you separate from the many and step into the ranks of the few. You will notice it first in subtle ways. In your confidence, in your posture, in the way you approach problems. You will speak less, but your words will carry more weight. You will desire less noise and crave more solitude. In quiet reflection, you will plan your days with the precision of a master craftsman. No longer are you reacting to life, you are directing it. 90 days of focus, 90 days of commitment, 90 days of becoming the man you are always meant to be. Do not take this lightly. You are playing with forces that few dare to harness. You are shaping your destiny, stroke by stroke, choice by choice. There is a moment, and you will know when it arrives. When focus ceases to be something you pursue, it becomes something you are. It settles deep within you, not as a passing phase or a temporary challenge, but as your new identity. This is where most never arrive. They wander from goal to goal, abandoning the path when boredom or hardship arises. But you, who have endured this far, you stand at the gates of transformation. You must understand, discipline is not restriction, it is liberation. When a man removes the chaos from his mind, he is free to create, to build, to expand. Focus gives birth to freedom, because through focus you master yourself. And when a man masters himself, he no longer fears the world. He no longer reacts in desperation or confusion. He responds with clarity and intent. Think of the sculptor. Before him stands a raw block of marble. To the untrained eye, it is just a rock, heavy, rough, unimpressive. But the sculptor sees more. He sees what could be. With deliberate strikes of the chisel, he removes what is unnecessary. He chips away until only beauty remains. Focus is your chisel. Each day you commit, each distraction you refuse, you chip away the excess. Slowly but surely the masterpiece emerges. You chip away the excess. Slowly but surely the masterpiece emerges. By now you will have begun to taste the sweetness of momentum. Small victories become common. Tasks that once felt heavy now feel light. You finish what you start. You do what you said you would do. Confidence, not loud or boastful but quiet and assured, begins to radiate from you. People notice. They may not say it aloud, but they feel it. They feel the weight of your presence, the seriousness of your pursuit. In a world drowning in triviality, a focused man commands attention without asking for it. You will also find that focus acts as a filter. Opportunities begin to come your way, yet you will say no more often than yes. Why? Because clarity brings discernment. Not every invitation deserves your time. Not every distraction deserves your energy. Success, after all, is not in doing more. It is in doing what matters most, better than anyone else. Here lies another hidden reward. Time itself slows down for the focused man. Not literally, of course. The minutes pass the same, but while others scramble and rush, you move calmly, deliberately. Where they waste hours on indecision and frivolity, you complete your work and still have time to reflect, to think, to plan. Focus creates margin. Margin creates power. As you progress deeper into this journey, you will encounter another surprising revelation. Focus changes your appetite. You no longer hunger for quick pleasures. Shallow entertainment loses its grip. Gossip and idle talk bore you. Instead, you crave depth. You seek knowledge. You yearn for challenge. Your mind, now sharp and well-fed, rejects the empty calories of mediocrity and demands something more nourishing. This shift is not forced. It is natural. And so you find yourself in rare company. Not many walk this path. Focus, after all, is difficult. It requires sacrifice. But it also bestows rare gifts. Inner peace, self-respect, control over your emotions, and yes, visible success. For in a distracted world, the man who can lock in and execute becomes valuable beyond measure. As the 90 days unfold, you will realize the greatest transformation is not in what you achieve, though achievements will come. The true reward is who you become. A man of resolve, a man of depth, a man of direction. This, my friend, is the essence of greatness. By now, something extraordinary begins to take shape within you. You will notice it not in a single dramatic flash, but in the quiet confidence of your own actions. The man who used to hesitate now moves swiftly. The man who once doubted now believes. The man who previously sought approval now needs none. This is the silent power of sustained focus. It redefines not just what you do, but who you are. You begin to realize that success, as so many misunderstand it, is not a prize at the end of a race. It is not the gold medal, nor the applause, nor the final number in your bank account. Success is a habit. It is the pattern of thought and action that you now live daily. You have become a man who finishes what he starts, who sees plans through to completion, who gets up when he says he will, who does not negotiate with his lesser self. Focus also gives birth to a remarkable trait, patience. Where once you demanded instant results, now you understand the true pace of life. You respect the process. You know that trees do not grow tall overnight, nor do fortunes. You watch, calmly, as your efforts compound. You sow in faith and allow time to work its magic. And in this waiting, you are not idle. You are sharpening. Every day you hone your skills, expand your understanding, and strengthen your resolve. It is during this phase that others begin to whisper. What happened to him? They ask. Some will say, you have changed, and they are right, you have. But it is not a change they can easily define. You carry yourself differently. You speak with purpose. Your eyes reflect certainty, not confusion. Without bragging or boasting, you inspire both curiosity and respect. Why? Because nothing is more magnetic than a man who knows where he is going. And yet, there will be those who resent you. Understand this now, and you will not be caught off guard. Focus intimidates the unfocused. Discipline makes the undisciplined uncomfortable. Your transformation will act as a mirror, reflecting to others their own lack of commitment. Some will admire you. Others will attempt to pull you back. Stay the course. Their opinions are of no importance. You are not here to be accepted. You are here to rise. At this stage, focus begins to compound into something extraordinary, momentum. It is the invisible force that makes the difficult feel easy. Where once you pushed a boulder uphill, now the boulder rolls forward on its own. Each victory, no matter how small, fuels the next. Days link together like strong chains. Confidence feeds on consistency. You begin to expect success. Not in arrogance, but in certainty. You know that if you continue, you cannot help but win. But beware. This is also where many falter. They become complacent. The taste of progress makes them lazy. They lose the edge that got them here. Never forget, Momentum is a servant only to the vigilant. You must guard it, you must feed it, you must respect it. Do not confuse current success with final victory. The man who continues to focus after others have stopped will always rise above. And so you continue. Not because you must, but because you now desire to. Focus has become your nature. Distraction repels you. Discipline soothes you. You are no longer forcing yourself. This is simply who you are. And in becoming this man, you have unlocked what very few ever will. Not just the ability to succeed at a goal, but the ability to succeed at life itself. By the time you reach this point, the world around you seems to shift, though in truth it is you who have changed. Focus, practiced day after day, quietly alters your relationship with reality. Opportunities you once overlooked become clear. Conversations feel sharper, your responses more deliberate. You walk into a room and people sense something. They may not know what it is, but they feel it. It is presence, it is power, and it is born from focus. Now, a new responsibility emerges: leadership. Whether you seek it or not, you will become a guide to others. You see, most people live in quiet desperation. They drift through life pulled by winds they do not understand. When they meet a man who has harnessed himself, who steers his own ship with certainty, they take notice, they lean in, they watch, and whether you intend to or not, you show them what is possible. Leadership, however, is not about words. It is about example. Focused men do not need to convince others. They simply live in such a way that others are compelled to follow. Your routines, your choices, your very way of being will speak volumes. Understand this truth. The man who masters focus becomes a lighthouse to the lost. Not through shouting, but through standing firm while others waver. But here lies a warning. With this new influence comes temptation. The temptation to grow soft, to ease up, to indulge. You have done enough, whispers the comfortable voice of mediocrity. Do not listen. The greatest danger to the focused man is believing he can now coast. Excellence, once achieved, is not kept. It must be maintained. The habits you have built must not be abandoned now, for if you let them slip, you will not simply stay where you are. No, you will decline. Momentum lost becomes momentum reversed. So you remain vigilant, but now focus does not feel heavy, it feels freeing. You understand that discipline is not imprisonment, it is liberty. You no longer envy those who sleep late or waste their days in idleness. You pity them, you know the cost of such choices. You have paid a higher price and you are reaping far greater rewards. As you continue down this path, something even more profound happens. Focus opens the door to mastery. When distractions are removed, when time is used wisely, depth is achieved. You are no longer dabbling, you are no longer average, you are becoming world-class. Whether in business, in art, in your profession, or in your relationships, you are digging deeper than most ever will. You begin to see nuances and patterns hidden from the casual observer. You anticipate problems before they arise. You solve challenges with ease that once baffled you. This, my friend, is the true reward of focus. Transformation. Not merely external, but internal. You do not simply do better, you are better. You have forged yourself in the quiet hours while others wasted theirs. You have become the rare man who not only knows what he wants, but knows how to get it, step by step, day by day, through the steady application of focused effort. You realize now that greatness is not a destination. It is not reserved for the chosen few. It is a choice. It is a commitment. It is a willingness to pay the price that most refuse to pay. And because you have done this, because you continue to do this, you have become rare, valuable, respected. You are, in every sense of the word, a man of consequence. And yet, this is not the end. In fact, it is only the beginning. For true focus, once attained, becomes a way of life. A new mountain always emerges, a new horizon always calls. But you no longer fear the climb. You welcome it, because you now know who you are and what you are capable of becoming. Part 6. 90 days, 3 months, a season. It is a short time in the grand scheme of life, yet, for those who embrace it with intention, it is enough to change everything. You now stand at the threshold of the man you were and the man you are becoming. You have proven something very few ever will, that transformation is not the product of chance, but of choice. Each morning you chose to begin again. Each evening you reflected, adjusted, and improved. You rejected distractions when they came knocking, as they always do. You stayed the course when comfort whispered seductively to turn back. And through this you have become acquainted with a profound truth. Focus is not about rigid control. It is about conscious direction. It is not about sacrificing joy. It is about claiming fulfillment. The scattered man chases pleasures that fade as quickly as they arrive. The focused man builds a life that compounds, where every effort, no matter how small, builds towards something enduring and extraordinary. You now know that 90 days of focus creates far more than temporary change. It reshapes your identity. You do not merely have discipline, you are disciplined. You do not simply perform with excellence, you embody excellence. The gap between who you wish to be and who you are has narrowed. Perhaps for the first time in your life, they now stand face to face. And so the question arises, what now? You could, of course, congratulate yourself and return to the way things were. Many do. They celebrate early, and in doing so lose the very edge they worked so hard to create. But that will not be your path. Why? Because you have glimpsed what is possible when your mind is harnessed. You have seen the difference between drifting and directing. You understand that the price of greatness is consistency, not a burst of effort. What now then? It is simple. You keep going. 90 days becomes 180. 180 becomes a year. A year becomes a way of living that feels as natural as breathing. Where others see obstacles, you see puzzles to be solved. Where they see delays, you see lessons. Where they stop, you continue, quietly, steadily, unshaken. And here lies the final gift focus offers, self-trust. The man who honors his commitments to himself no longer depends on motivation. He does not require external validation. He knows deeply and unshakably that whatever he decides to do, he will do. He becomes free from the chaos of the world, for he is governed by his own word. He becomes powerful, for his energy is never wasted. He becomes magnetic, for others sense his certainty. You now hold this gift. The habits you have built, the clarity you have gained, the momentum you have created, they are yours to keep, provided you continue to earn them. And should you ever falter, as all men do from time to time, you know how to return, not with shame but with resolve. For now you have a compass, forged in 90 days of unwavering effort. This is not about perfection. It never was. It is about direction. It is about being slightly better today than yesterday. It is about seeing yourself as the craftsman of your life. Each hour another brushstroke, each day another masterpiece in progress. And so, as you move forward, remember this: you are no longer the man you once were. You have become something rare, something valuable, not because of luck, not because of talent, but because you decided to become so and honored that decision every single day. 90 days has shaped you. The next 90 will define you. Keep going. The best is not behind you. It is ahead, patiently waiting for the man who refuses to stop.